Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's down to business here. Roberto Carlos, a key player here, and not just for tactical reasons. This is his 400th appearance for the club.
Yeah, his achievements are incredible. He made a commitment to this team, and he has honoured it by giving his all, week in and week out. A proper stalwart.
And he's taking no chances there. And it's Zico. Not the most accurate pass. It's not an especially good pass, that. Zico. Pass somewhat off target. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Italy clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
That has ended up in no man's land. Xavi Alonso. That's going wide left. Out of play for a throw. Roberto Carlos. He's found space here. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note? It's Bergkamp! Howson. Rijkaard. Now he's got space here. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's Pedri. Beckham looking for the run. Bergkamp. And he's heaved it away. Quarter of an hour played. Bergkamp. Xavi Alonso. No change to the... Takes the shot! And that caused a fair bit of alarm.
A good disguise on that, though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Defending of the desperate variety.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And that should get the job done. Berbatov. Looking to play him in. Baresi deals with that comfortably.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And there's the shot! Nearly, but not quite.
Del Piero has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
That's a decent clearance. Here's a shot! Off target by a whisker. Aimed beyond the defence. And that is a little undercooked. Played into space. Akanji gets over and intercepts. Xavi Alonso. Nicely spread. Adriano. Nice physical challenge. Tries to cross. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Beckham. Roberto Carlos. Well, that has not gone well. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And this is the Del Piero! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
And reclaimed it in a trice. Can he get it through?
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And he's managed to get free. It's Roberto Carlos! Tries to get it clear. Not the most convincing of passes. And that's been won straight back. That's a cute ball. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Belletti. And here's Pedri. Xavi Alonso. Thuram makes the interception.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And he's worked it through. And he thumps it clear. Howson. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Adriano! Adriano! That is wonderful!
Well, who saw that coming? I honestly thought, Peter, that we had nothing to do apart from just counting the clock down as we approached half-time. It was majestic.
Was there ever any doubt?
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with...
And that brings the first half to a close. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Armenia unable to get back onto level terms before half-time. They trail 1-0.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Ricordiamo a tutti I tifosi che è possibile consumare alcolici solo nelle apposite aree. Grazie. Cambio di giocatori.
Down to business again.
Armenia can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Armenia different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
It's a pretty loose pass. Just eases him off the ball. No way through there. Nicely weighted ball. Belletti. Xavi Alonso. And it's Zico. That's been cut out, well played. Roberto Carlos. Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that's a throw-in. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Armenia still chasing a one-goal deficit here. Not the most accurate pass. Oh, nicely intercepted. Looking for options for movement. Xavi Alonso.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Roberto Carlos picks it up out wide. Chance!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
He doesn't look too happy with that.
Sostituzione per l'Italia.
It might not be such a bad idea playing this short and into feet.
Absolutely, they're certainly not as... Mbappe! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
It's an inviting-looking ball, that. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Nice-looking ball. David Villa.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Xavi Alonso spots it and intercepts. Now it's Del Piero. Strong running down that left flank. And he's picked out the run. Cannavaro with the clearance. And he can clear it away. Xavi Alonso. Armenia do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Well read. And the danger is averted.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
How That's a shade optimistic.
Armenia really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
That's a decent clearance. Now that looks a decent ball. Maradona is in a really good position out wide. And that's out of reach.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 15.
Italy are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. So a double substitution here, both defenders.
Well, I think the focus is very much on protecting this lead now, Peter, so it seems to be the right decision.
And he's quick to snatch it back. Pinches it off him. That has not gone well. Didn't quite work for him. Howson can clear it away. And he was quick to react. York.
There's a real tenacity about their defensive play, and it's up close and personal.
Roberto Carlos just loves to go forward whenever he can. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
Armenia really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Now it's Mbappe. Great defending, strong and determined.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Roberto Carlos. How? And that is that. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Armenia really didn't do an awful lot right there. They didn't do much at all. I thought some strong words at half-time would...